am seriously questioning what's about to go down. All right, friends, so I am taking this CBR600RR to Colorado Springs from Lincoln, Nebraska in about 12 hours. Yeah. Well, and as you can see, I'm in the coveralls. It only got up to about 30 some degrees today. When I got up today at 7 a.m., it was 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's the time I'm planning on leaving tomorrow. So as of now, when I check the weather at 7 a.m. tomorrow, the temperature is supposed to be 35 degrees. So that's less than ideal. Now this trip is going to be about 4 days long, and tomorrow morning seems to be the coldest little portion that we're going to have to get through. I mean, we could have cold times on the rest of the trip. It is middle of November. Most people are not taking a motorcycle straight into the mountains. But we are. I don't know why. So this whole journey is about to begin. Now tomorrow morning here, it doesn't get up to even 50 degrees until about 11 a.m. But I want to leave at 7 a.m. because it's gonna be about, I mean, it's 8 hours minimum of non-stop riding from Lincoln to Colorado Springs. So, and with me being on a crotch rocket, of course I'm gonna have to take some breaks, stretch out the legs, maybe have some food and drink, give the old twig and berries a rest. I may be sterile after this whole trip. Cannot confirm. So I've got my 2 bags. Basically, this one is just full of clothes. It's a little bit bigger. So my plan was to strap this on the back end over the passenger seat of the bike. And then this other one here, which ended up being heavier. Well, this has got like my laptop, 3 cameras, chargers, tools, toiletries. I've got a drone in there as well. So I guess this one I'm gonna wear on my back this whole time. We'll see how that goes. And then the tripod, which I'm currently using, is gonna be strapped on top of this other bag as well. Now, hopefully this will all work out. I've put everything on the bike. I've sat on the bike with this bag on my back. Everything seems to clear. I mean, it's initially doable just sitting here, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just worried about the cold, because if between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. I'm just indefinitely riding down the interstate at 75 miles per hour, that's gonna be very hard to do that in 35-degree temperatures. So my tentative plan here, I will have a base layer on my torso. I'll have a good long sleeve shirt. I'll have a heavy duty hoodie, and then I'll have my leather jacket over that. As far as my hands, I've just got a pair of kind of some cold weather motorcycle gloves, but they're not heated, so I know I'm limited of how far I can go. So I bought some of those disposable hand warmers. You know, it's like $1 for 2, and they're the 10-hour heat, whatever. I'm gonna put 2 of those in each of my gloves. We'll see how long I can go at a time, but I know for the first part of that ride, I'm gonna have to stop probably every 30 minutes. And then on my lower part, I think I gotta do 2 base layers, because I was riding around yesterday when the temperatures were about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, so freezing. And even after 15 or 20 minutes, I mean, my kneecaps started to get really cold, and that was with 1 base layer and reinforced pants over them. So for tomorrow, we're gonna start out with 2 base layers on my legs, my reinforced pants. I'm gonna have some heavy duty socks, and then some nice Ariat chukka kind of work boots. And we're just gonna see. We're gonna wing it, but I want to get to Colorado Springs before sunset. I do not want to ride in during rush hour. I don't want to get there when it's dark out. So I think we got to do 7 a.m. The sun rises at like 7:12 a.m. I believe. So we're essentially leaving right at sunrise. And then once we get about to noon, from noon until we about roll into Colorado Springs, I think the weather's going to be totally doable. It'll be fine. At that point, we're just worrying about all the discomfort from these heavy bags, this heavy bag on my back, being on a crotch rocket, factory grips, levers, seats, no taller windscreen. We're not making this easy on ourselves, but that's part of the fun. That's gonna make this whole thing interesting. So I guess for now, I'm just gonna get a good meal in my belly. I already went through the whole bike today. We're absolutely turnkey ready to hit the highway getaway tomorrow. So probably tonight I'm just gonna get as warm as I can, and we're gonna wake up bright and early and we are gonna do this thing. I think we'll try. I have never ridden a super sport motorcycle that far. And it's not like the riding is even over. I've got about 500 miles of riding planned the 2 days that we'll be there. And then after that's all said and done, we have to ride back to Lincoln, Nebraska. So we'll finish out the journey with another 555-mile ride. I am insane. I have lost my mind. So I wanted to take you guys with. But all right, I think that's good for now. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Oh, crap. All right, it's the morning of. The CBR is loaded up. I mean, I think we're all good to go there. I have triple checked everything and it looks like we're set. So it is 7:15 in the morning. We're right on track there. I figured we'd kind of at least wait until sunrise. And the temperature is 36. I don't know if you can see that. So hey, I mean, I said it was gonna be 35. We're actually 1 degree warmer, but I think we're set. We're about to embark. So I've got my little neck gaiter on, my balaclava, or however you pronounce that. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna grab my helmet. I'm gonna put some hand warmers in those gloves. We'll see how that works. Here goes nothing. Oh, and we got our 3 little squirrels this morning seeing us off. All right, well, let's fire this bad girl up. Wouldn't that be funny if it didn't start? We'll set our trip so we know how many miles we've been putting on. Well, and I guess I'll put my hand in here with these little warmers. Oh, we're gonna lose that one. Fantastic start. All right. Right against the palms. That's actually pretty warm, but we'll see how my fingers do. Holy moly. This is just for research and development. I just want to know if I can do this. Final check. Let's freaking send it, bro. Yep. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I can already tell the fingers is going to be a weak point in our heated glove scenario. I just have to get through this first 3-4 hours and then we're good. Well, I'm only a couple blocks away. My legs already feel cold. Oh, that's not a great sign. Cloudy out. We're not even gonna get to see a nice sunrise. Hey, we've gone 5.5 miles. We are 1% done. I just gotta tell myself it's only getting warmer. It's only getting warmer. All right. To interstate speeds. Oh man. I'm checking my pack too. I gotta make sure that puppy stays on. Well, alright friends. I'm just gonna load up some miles on this girl. I'm sure I'll have to stop in about 30, maybe 40 minutes tops, just because I'll be so cold. But I'll try and get to that 30-40, and then we'll check back in. We'll see how we're doing. Ooh-wee. All right, well, we are like about an hour in or so. I don't know what I've clocked for miles. It's about 50, 55 miles, something like that. It is freaking cold, dude. Oh my goodness. It's so cold, and it got even colder as soon as I got out of town. So I am enjoying the first stop. I mean, not that it's warm here, but just not going down the interstate at 75, 80 miles per hour. definitely feels good just to like stand here in the sun. So I guess the first point, well, I guess my fingertips and the kneecaps is what got cold on me first. My torso's not too bad, you know, it seems to be fine, and you know, my face is doing good. Just as we were getting out onto the interstate and stuff, when I went to click my camera off, I felt something just like break or crumble, and sure enough, my camera mount that slipped into my chin mount on my helmet here, it just like crumbled and broke. So probably that plastic, just because it was super cold, you know, it just cracked right off. But I already checked the Walmart out in Colorado Springs, and they have another mount or what, like the exact piece I need, so I'm not worried there. Otherwise, it's not like I really need it for a lot of this journey out there anyways, because it's just boring straight highway. Well, and I do have my mount up front there on my windshield, you know, that I could put you in and talk to you as we're going down the road. And I've got my 360 camera too. That was actually my plan for that, was just to put my 360 camera up there as we're clocking some miles. But all right, just standing here talking to you, I'm getting some of the feeling back in my legs and my fingertips, so I think I'm just gonna soak in a little bit more sunlight here, and then I think in about 5 minutes or so, we're gonna rip her again. Oh, this is so crazy. What am I doing? Don't know. Not sure. We're figuring it out. Ooh-wee. All right, we pulled over for another little breaky poo. I found this little, this is the Cheyenne State Recreation Area. Got a couple deer behind us, or right in front of us over there. John Deere's. Gotcha. Well, the bike is doing good. She is just trucking right along, hasn't skipped a beat. I, on the other hand, I'm hurting. I am cold and I am hurting. It's really just my back. My arms and my shoulders are really, my hands are shaking holding this. Just my arms, that backpack, I'm trying to let that kind of rest, you know, against that bag I've got on the rear, but it's just not really wanting to rest against there like I had kind of envisioned it would. So whatever, we're just gonna have to take some breaks so that I don't completely kill myself doing this. What do we got on the odometer for miles? I think we're at 115, 120, somewhere around there. We're about to make it to Kearney here up the road. Not as cold as I was when we first started, but you can see I am shivering a little bit here. It's just not, it's not super warm yet. Brutal. I wonder what people are thinking when they see this rocket ship just flying down the interstate with the bag and the camera tripod on the rear. They're probably just like, that kid is freaking crazy. Yes, I am. Well, so I'm just gonna stretch my legs out a little bit more. You know, my crotch and my butt isn't doing too bad. I thought that was really gonna be hurting, but we're making do. We're doing the damn deed. I'll be so happy when we actually get to Colorado. Just to cross the Colorado state line will feel like, it will feel very good. But all right, we'll keep ripping her and we'll check back in a few. There's a nice little rest area here. So I'm taking the back roads, right? I was taking Interstate 80 and you take that to Kearney, and then I just jumped down into Kansas. And I've been on these 2-lane roads. It's been super scenic, it's super nice. The speed limit's just been 65, and so that's been about right for me. I think I got a little jet fuel in here. It's even still cold. One of those big old Celsiuses. These things are the real deal. You know those, whoa! She was a little frothy. Oh, we have been ripping. It's been a ride. Well, so it's about noon or so. It's just past noon. And I think, let me see how many miles are on the old girl now. 250. So we're about at the halfway point. Well, we're just gonna call this the halfway point, which in the riding now is much more enjoyable since it's not freezing. So like, granted, my body is getting more and more beat down the further we go. So like, I'm warmer now, but my butt hurts so bad. And I kind of got used to the shoulders, the back, the arms. Those seem to be maintaining. But man, she ain't the most comfortable ride. But it sure is fun. What I will say is that I'll pass through like these small towns, you know, and the population of the town will be like in between 300 and like 3,000. And it's so funny when I like stop to get gas or even just passing through, not even stopping, all eyes are on this thing because I guarantee there's no crotch rockets. You know, nobody has one who's in some of these small towns. And so like all the guys, all the kids are just like, oh. So that is cool. And this thing is deafeningly loud, which that is starting to scramble my brain. Like I can deal with the volume of this, but I think what it is just holding one speed. You know, when I post up at 65 or 70 or 75, just that wah. Like riding around town, I don't mind the volume because my RPMs are going up and down and you're shifting, but just on the highway, holding one speed, good grief. But we're gonna do it. I mean, we're gonna do it. We are gonna do this thing. My goal is to get there before 5, but I just have to stop every once in a while and stretch the legs and just not sit on that seat. But I suppose I'm gonna finish this and we're just gonna keep trucking. Golly. Let me gear back up and let's keep on going. We're close. We're getting close. We're kind of in the wasteland here. But Colorado Springs is just about 60 miles up the road or so. But so I'm just on this 2-lane highway and it's eerie. And then yeah, there's tumbleweeds and all kinds of stuff. I guess we got the no man's land right before the promised land. So let's get it. Oh my gosh, guys. I made it. I am in Colorado Springs. We just rolled up and it's about, it was 5:15, so I was a little bit later than anticipated. And it totally got dark, like right at 5 o'clock. But here, let me turn you around here. You can see the silhouette of the mountains back there. Oh man. But yeah, as soon as that sun went behind the mountains, yeah, it got dark in a hurry. But whew, wow. I am beat up, to say the least. Like, my butt hurts so bad. My legs and my thighs, you know, just from having your legs cramped up like that. You know, I was starting to get some cramps and stuff at the end, and I didn't want to stop. It was getting really cold, like outside of town as we were headed here, as that sun was starting to go down. So I'm kind of like shivering again. We started the day freezing and now we're kind of ending it freezing again. But at least it warmed up in the center of the day, so that wasn't too bad. There was some points where I actually felt kind of hot almost, you know, in all of my layers, but all my bags were packed completely full, and so I couldn't really take any of my hoodies or layers or anything off. I didn't have any room for it, but it wasn't too bad. So I guess now I'm gonna go check in to my lovely hotel room here, and I can't wait to just sit in an actual chair. My legs are like shaking. I didn't know how I'd feel after a ride like that on a bike like this, and it was intense. I don't know that I'd necessarily recommend that to anyone, but I was capable of it. We did it. We made it happen. So all right, let's stop freezing. Let's go inside. Let's get checked in. Good freaking grief. Well, I think we need to celebrate just a little bit. That was brutal. My whole forehead is just like, you didn't tell me that my forehead is all burnt and looking weird. I think it's sunburned, windburned, and then just the friction of my helmet. This will be something a little bit nicer than our classic cheap beer, which we're always drinking. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cheap beer is still gonna happen on this trip. But now, I figured for the first drink, the celebratory Colorado Springs drink, we'll do a little Woodford Reserve. Oh my gosh. The knees. Oh, my buttocks. It hurts so good. Well, now the funniest part about this all is that I'm gonna have to go get on that rocket again right after this. And we gotta go to Walmart. We gotta get some supplies and food and stuff for our adventures here. Oh yeah. That's exactly what I needed. Gosh, that CBR was so loud. My brain is thoroughly scrambled from that. That was just like, what? Just 1 RPM and just holding her. So, and then the total miles that we put on our trip, I'll have to go look at it, but I think it's 532 miles that we just did on a CBR600RR in mid-November. Well, I suppose I can probably put my shade down now. Everybody in the parking lot's just like walking up to the hotel, looking at me, just talking to a camera. They probably think porno's about to go down in this hotel room. We'll close that. We'll close that. I didn't even think of how that looked. Well, all right, friends. I think I better get back to work, run some errands. I gotta clean up. A hot shower sounds so nice. But yeah, thanks for tagging along with, guys, and the adventures are just beginning. First thing on the agenda tomorrow is head straight to the mountains, get lost, and find the gnarliest roads and twisties and the most scenic stuff we can. Pretty good day. So like the video if you had fun today. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time.